Ever feel like reality is rigged? Like no matter how hard you visualize, repeat affirmations, or script your dream life into a journal, things still feel stuck? Here's something wild. It's not because you're doing it wrong, it's because the you that's doing the manifesting might be the one blocking it. Welcome to the real conversation. See, everybody wants to talk about how to manifest the dream life, the house, the car, the person, the money, but almost nobody's talking about why it doesn't stick or why it shows up halfway, then vanishes. That's what we're breaking open today. My name's Paul Bauer. This is Quantum Reality Awakening, and I'm a certified master life coach, NLP practitioner, and I've been studying the laws of the universe for nearly a decade now. And I'm telling you, manifestation is not just about asking for what you want. It's about understanding what reality actually is and who you are within it. Because here's the truth. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you broadcast. Your state of being is the signal you're sending out to the field at all times, not the stuff you write on paper, not the Pinterest board, not the dream car in your mind. It's the real time signal, the one behind your words that creates the reflection you're living in. So if you've been asking, why isn't this working? You're not alone, but you might just be broadcasting from the wrong station. And when you tune your energy to match the life you say you want, that's when the field starts responding fast. Now, here's where this gets deep. In a second, we're going to look at what the spiritual masters and ancient teachings have been saying for centuries, not through a religious lens, but through a lens of energy, consciousness, and truth. Because once you get what's really guiding you underneath it all, the universe, God, infinite intelligence, everything starts to fall into place. All right, let's zoom out for a second. Before we dive into atoms and wave functions and all that quantum jazz, we need to talk about the source behind it all. Some call it God. Some say the universe. Others say infinite intelligence, source, or the all. Whatever name speaks to you, we're talking about the same thing. It's the quiet knowing deep down that something bigger is in motion, that you're not just some random pile of cells wandering around a rock in space. You're part of something vast, something intelligent, something that's been humming behind the scenes since the beginning of time. Now, here's the part most people miss. This energy isn't just out there in the sky floating around like cosmic wallpaper. It's in you. It is you. You're not separate from it. You're not just some lost signal trying to dial in. You're already connected. Always have been, always will be. That's why certain moments hit different. You ever randomly think of someone and they text you 5 minutes later, or you get a gut feeling not to do something and later realize the nudge saved you from a mess? That's not coincidence. That's the signal. The universe speaks in energy, not words. It nudges, it guides, it aligns, but only if you're paying attention. And that inner voice, that's not just your imagination. That's the part of you still plugged into the divine. It doesn't shout, doesn't beg, whispers. And when you trust it, when you lean into it, life starts to feel like less of a grind and more like a conversation. This is why manifestation isn't about asking like you're begging a genie. It's about remembering that you are a part of the same energy that creates galaxies, and it wants to express itself through you. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to remember who you are and start acting like the universe didn't make a mistake when it made you. Now, if that's the spiritual truth, let's look at what science has to say about how this actually works. Because the field, the vibration, the frequency, it's not just spiritual language, it's physics. And once you see that part clearly, your entire relationship with reality will never be the same. All right, let's strip the mystery out of quantum manifestation and get to what's actually going on behind the curtain. When most people hear the word quantum, they either tune out or picture some sci-fi movie with glowing orbs and floating particles. But what if I told you quantum manifestation isn't about magic? It's about mechanics. You're constantly surrounded by invisible forces. You can't see gravity, but you trust it to keep your coffee from floating. You don't see Wi-Fi, but it connects you to the entire internet in seconds. Quantum fields, Same thing. They're real, they're everywhere, and you're wired into them 24/7, even if you never realize it. Here's the twist though, your intentional energy, it acts like a signal, not the let me think positive and hope for the best kind of signal. I'm talking about directed, coherent focus, thoughts powered by emotional charge. That's what bends probability. Now let's bring in the double slit experiment. Scientists discovered that when particles weren't being watched, they behaved like waves. But when they were being observed, they turned into particles. That's not just weird, that's proof that conscious observation changes outcomes. So if watching a particle changes how it behaves, what happens when you direct full awareness toward your life? You collapse potential into results. And the most important part isn't your effort, it's your alignment. Your signal becomes clean when your body, mind, and emotions are coherent. That's not about meditating harder. It's about syncing your thoughts with your breath, your intention with your nervous system. That's when you don't just attract, you resonate with outcomes. They find you because you're a match, not because you chased. This isn't some old raise your vibe talk. This is resonance, coherence, and signal clarity, like tuning a radio that was always one click off. Next, let's get into how your own psychology could be scrambling that signal and how to take the wheel again. Let's talk about what's really running the show in your life. Not your conscious mind, that voice in your head narrating every thought. It thinks it's in charge, but it's not. That's the intern. Takes notes, asks questions, makes suggestions. The real boss, your subconscious. That thing is a full-blown operations center. It's scanning for danger, storing everything you've ever seen, felt, or believed, and making snap decisions in the background faster than any computer on earth. But here's the kicker. Your subconscious doesn't care if something is true or false. It only cares if it's familiar. If you've repeated it enough, believed it enough, or felt it enough times, it accepts it as your baseline reality. So when you say, I always get overlooked, your subconscious goes, copy that, overlooked it is. And it sets your internal GPS to find proof of that over and over. That's where your reticular activating system comes in, RAS for short. It's like a filter for your reality. If your subconscious believes life is full of rejection, the RAS will literally hide opportunities that don't match that belief. You won't even see them. Now, here's the wild part. That system is trainable. Your brain is plastic, not like a water bottle, but like clay. It's changeable. That's neuroplasticity. You could fire new connections, build new defaults, create new emotional set points, but you've got to feed it something new repeatedly and with feeling. Not just surface level affirmations you don't believe. You've got to speak in the language your subconscious understands, emotion, repetition, and imagery. Think of it like a Spotify algorithm. You train it by what you keep hitting play on. Keep playing the same emotional playlists, you get more of the same. Choose different tracks, feel different while listening, boom, new playlist, new results. Coming up next, we're going to tie all this together and talk about what it actually looks like to live from this alignment. Not once in a while, but every day. All right, take a breath for a second. Seriously, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now think about this. If everything we talked about today is true, if your mind, your emotions, and the quantum field are all playing together like one big orchestra, what does that mean for you? It means you're not waiting for a miracle. You are one. You've got this crazy, powerful subconscious that responds to the emotional energy you feed it. You've got access to an invisible field that's literally listening to what you feel on a regular basis. And whether you realize it or not, you've been shaping your reality all along, just without a manual. Now you've got one, or at least the beginning of one. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to meditate on a mountain or read 17 books before you're ready. You just have to start noticing how you feel, what you believe, and what you're broadcasting into the field every day. And then choose different, choose better, choose on purpose. Because the field always responds. The only question is, are you sending the signal you actually want back? That's the real magic. And it's not far away. It's now. If this episode clicked for you, hit the like button so the algorithm knows. Drop a comment and tell me what hit the hardest. And don't forget to subscribe because what's coming next is going to change how you see everything. Until then, stay awake, stay intentional, and remember, you're not just thinking thoughts, you're building worlds.